Again, you sure you want to wear that shirt?
What is wrong with the shirt?
Nothing.
It's just a shirt.
Hey everybody, my name is Josh. Welcome to the Dad Challenge podcast. And if you're wondering who this person is,
I'm Tyson.
And he is my son. He's 18 years old, and he is, what are you?
Cool. I don't know.
That's what you're going to go with?
That caught me off guard.
Right. Tyson graduates this year. He heads off to university next year. We're very excited for him. But the reason I brought him on this show, again, you sure you want to wear that shirt? Stop touching my mouse.
Look.
Get lost.
Look at what it says.
The stupidest Okay,
stupidest
fine. We'll get to it in a minute. But the reason I brought Tyson on is because actually everybody's been asking me to dig into the 8-passenger YouTube channel. And so I got tons of comments, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look into it. So, and you're not gonna like this, but actually some of the things I'm gonna side with them, but hear me out. But I brought Tyson on because he's gonna have a good balanced perspective. He's an 18-year-old. He grew up with us. And I want to get his kind of take on this whole thing. Who cares about what I have to say? I know I will obviously interject, but he's got some cool, he's got a teenager's perspective. So we're going to do that with his ugly shirt, and we're going to figure out, I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
It's a fine shirt.
Fine. But first things first, I went to their channel, right? And I'm digging through all they literally post everything about their whole life on YouTube. Like they've been around for about 8 years or something like that. They have 2.4 million subs, which is a lot of money. You know that, right?
Yeah.
They make a ton of cash. This is probably their full-time job. And I'm not going to, again, we're getting into the family vlogger and the family influencer space, and it's like, it is what it is. But as I was going through all the videos, where's the one? It was about Chad, their son, who, by the way, of all the videos I watched so far, Chad's kind of my favorite. Not going to lie. He's a pretty cool dude. And I feel like there's some stuff we're going to uncover here that's like, I want to dig deeper into the psychology of being a parent and all that stuff and their psychology. But like, they cover a lot of videos about their daughter's acne. If I were to cover, let's say, how ugly your facial hair is on YouTube all the time, how would you feel?
I don't know.
If we were making millions of dollars, would it bother you?
If it was done in a way where it was like deliberately degrading me, then maybe. But if it was something where it's just like,
it's helping.
Yeah, if it was like helping, or I don't know how to explain it. I don't know like how I would imagine myself in a situation like that.
So what is your take on this though? She's covering, like, I've seen already 4 or 5 videos of her talking about her daughter's acne. How does that make you feel? Do you think that, like, no problem? Just because the way the world is now?
Well, if the daughter's okay with it, then I guess it's not a huge problem. And also, it's like, personally, I don't really care that much about acne. So if it's acne, it's acne. So, like, who cares?
I'm just saying, it's her issue that they're putting out for the world to see is what my issue with me as a teenager.
Okay, so but this entire channel looks mega clickbait, so I think a lot of it is just clickbait for the views.
You're right, and that's one of the things that people really don't like about this.
Every thumbnail and every title is like 6 words max with caps and stuff saying, "Look at the
arrows.
Dead person," like something crazy.
I killed my ton.
Look, paid for grades in caps. Like, come on.
It's true. It's true. Every teen needs this talk. There was one, though, I gotta find it. Like, it was like, there's no way they did that. And their number 1 video has 21 million views. So am I sick? Question mark.
So am I sick?
21 million views.
And it's like a kid of like a 6-year-old, a picture of a 6-year-old.
Very small child. And they go down through, their most popular videos are just, they don't really have a theme, really. Chad crushes on cheerleaders. Chad is such a, I like Chad because I like him, but Chad, that's the name of white privilege. I'm sorry. Where is it? She's not my girlfriend. Like, I'm watching these thumbnails of Chad actually growing up on video. Okay, here it is. How does this make you feel? Officially hit puberty.
What?
I'm gonna make a video of you officially hitting puberty.
2.8 million views.
How are you gonna like that? I'm just saying. At some point, do you think that this family, as a teenager who watches you, who's totally immersed in this culture of YouTube and everything else, do you think that's okay? This type of thing's okay? Honest answer. I'm not trying to project an answer on you.
I can't formulate like a huge opinion based off of just their thumbnails and video titles. Like, I'd have to watch the video first to understand what's going on.
Okay.
But if it was like officially hit puberty in a way where, if I don't know, like if the kid was becoming embarrassed or like extremely insecure or something about it, then maybe. But there's also versions of that where it could be chill and not be a problem.
Okay, so here's the big issue. Here's what I've uncovered in the last hour. Okay, so basically, the mom and the dad are Mormons. Mormons are basically...
By the textbook, right?
Yeah, Mormons are very cultish.
I have a Mormon friend.
Yeah, Mormons are cool, but they're cultish. It's not like we grew up in I'm an ex-pastor, as a lot of you know already. We grew up in church and stuff like that. We grew up Christian, in normal Western Christian culture. So Mormons kind of like just... it gets crazy. We're not going to get into that because it doesn't really matter. Maybe it does the way that she treats her kids, but what?
Guess what? Chad kissed a girl last night.
Oh, snap.
Tattletale right in the thumbnail.
So basically what happened was Chad did something, and I think we're going to watch the video, but he eventually talks about what happened, and they sent him off for like months into the forest, into a desert or something like that, to like a behavioral issue. And I thought it was going to be something like he got a girl pregnant, or he did something inappropriate on his phone, or he like broke the law or something. But it isn't that. I'm going to show you the video. Let's watch this together, and I want to get your reaction to it.
Have it downloaded?
Yeah.
My bedroom was taken away for 7 months, and then you give it back like a couple weeks ago.
I don't think our viewers know that.
Okay, first of all, she's laughing about that. He doesn't seem very impressed.
He looks super salty.
Chad, if you're hearing this, bro, blink 3
he
times
looks like
if
a
you're
Chad
safe.
too. It's amazing.
Yeah, and so his mom's laughing, and again, it's the facade of the white. Everything's white and beautiful, and they have perfect teeth, and she has fake eyelashes and everything else, and they're going through it all. My take on this is, again, it's people who are very about themselves, narcissistic. Again, you have to be narcissistic to do these types of videos. You have to.
I'm sleeping on a beanbag since October.
Okay, so if I made you sleep in a beanbag chair in our house, how would you feel?
He said since October though. What year?
Okay,
what
so
month is it? This video.
Apparently it's 7 months that he's been without a bed.
He's been sleeping
7
in a beanbag
months.
chair.
Well, part of that was at camp. He was sleeping in the wilderness, and then part of it at home. I think 5 months at home sleeping on because they didn't give him a bedroom because he got in trouble.
I need more context.
All right,
Keep playing
here.
the video.
They gave my room back like 2 weeks ago. I'll give you the reason why I lost my bedroom.
Ready?
I think so. I think this is the reason. At least this is the reason that's in my head. It's pretty funny, but now that I look back, I mean, it's pretty depressing.
No, we never told our viewers.
That I woke Russell up at 2 in the morning and told him that we're going to Disneyland and he has to pack. And he got up and made his bed all neatly and then packed all his clothes in a suitcase. And then he walked out the door and I'm like, Russell, and he's like, what? And he's all happy. Has his sunglasses on. And I was like, we're not going to Disneyland. And he started crying and hating me. And then he went back to bed in tears and then...
So that was not the reason you lost your room, but that was
Well, the
like
other reason is because I pointed a BB gun at his face.
when you BB gun.
I'm
Did he
gonna stop it.
shoot
I'm gonna
it?
stop it there.
Did he shoot it?
It doesn't matter. Don't point a BB gun at someone's face. You could put an eye out. Like
Was
you
it
can
loaded?
seriously, Dan, probably. And you don't point in any gun, loaded or not, at anybody's face. I agree with her on that. I would have grounded your arse for pointing a loaded BB or a non-loaded BB gun at anybody's face. You don't think that's dangerous?
If it's unloaded, I don't see a problem with it.
So again, this is why I brought Tyson on. This is really good. This is because from a teenager's brain, he's like, look, I was just joking around, which is what this kid was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Again, he didn't actually. Okay, let's continue.
Well, how he did it to his younger brother?
Yeah.
How old was his younger brother at the time?
Apparently, he bullies his younger brother a lot. That's the big thing here. Apparently, he treats his younger brother.
They're brothers.
And yeah, you and your brother are probably similar. I don't think you'd. Maybe you would prank him pretty hard, but let's keep going.
On the basketball basically
Everyone's laughing, and she looks extremely disturbed.
Chad came home from Anasazi and
Russell's like, I want to try dunking the basketball. And I went to him up on the
he was
and left him there. We saw 3 minutes. And he was just hanging on
Do
there.
you think it's funny because
And then I
Okay.
walked out.
Obviously, this is why it's funny because kids do crazy things, right? And I get it. Like a memory is a memory, but if it is actually traumatizing the younger kid, we don't actually see what these parents see. Maybe that kid is actually struggling with this stuff, that he's being bullied by his brother or being pranked by his brother a lot.
Yeah.
It might be struggling. We're all laughing. They're all laughing. Hopefully this younger kid is doing okay with it, right? But I think what the issue is people are so pissed about is that she grounds this kid for 7 months without a bed and all this stuff. He had to sleep in a living room. He didn't have privacy or anything like that because he's basically just doing what brothers do. Mm-hmm. So that to me feels like a little bit much. I feel like as I'm watching all her videos, she's just super hyper strict. I mean, I know there are times where I've been like, oh man, I would like to just like, you're grounded forever and ever. And I get, that's why this is where you guys aren't going to like this part of the video, because part of me says, yeah, we can sit here and judge them all we want and look at and see the things that she did do but part of me is like, okay, you're not there with 6 kids. You don't know what they're actually going through. And there could be way more than we're not seeing. yes, they're putting it on the internet, so they are subject to these types of videos where we can talk about them. But I don't think that they're. And then there's another video. Let's keep.
And
going
if you're gonna put your whole life
Yeah.
on the camera, you can't expect people to not
Exactly.
have opinions.
But one of the sad parts is Chad here. He's going through it.
Then I walk out.
If you think it's funny, then that was 7 months ago. Maybe you need longer without a bedroom.
It was not funny.
He's like, it wasn't funny. Okay, it's not
Wow,
funny.
She's super buzzkill.
If you,
Holy.
I'm saying if you put Everly up on a basketball net for 30 minutes, I'd be pissed. Yes, I would.
3 minutes.
He said 30 minutes.
He said 3.
Did he say 3? Okay,
said
I
3.
thought 30. Okay, 3 I wouldn't. Okay.
Plus,
There's
it's
his memories.
It's
It's
what,
memories.
10 feet max? It's nothing dangerous. It's
Okay.
10 feet.
I think there's more to it than this. I think that it's just the straw that broke the camel's back eventually, right?
Yeah.
Guy obviously went off to camp because he was in trouble. He was causing trouble, bullying, doing stuff, behavioral issues. There are lots that we don't know yet, and she shares a lot, but apparently she's not sharing everything. But at this point, I don't think you can ground a kid or send him off to a camp, a behavioral camp, unless they're doing craziness.
If she genuinely grounded him for 7 months based off of the 3 things he told us, I think that's ridiculous. So I'm
Okay.
hoping there is more that we don't know.
There's got to be. But they don't share anything else.
That's crazy.
Okay.
Showed that he was not able to manage himself sharing a bedroom with Russell.
So when
He shared a bedroom.
Because he had to share a bedroom with his brother who he's bullying. So no one is talking about that. That to me is
he
like,
didn't
okay.
have his own bedroom to begin with.
Yes, exactly. Then I think he did eventually because they moved into a giant house because they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
when we moved, the bigger room in the basement was automatically his, and I didn't have a room. But we put one on hold for me.
So
How do you put a whole room on hold?
I don't know.
That's weird.
a lot of you are
It
like,
just
"That's
gets
not
untouched until they
fair,"
decide
because
that he's
Chad
allowed
got
to
the
use
bigger-
it.
The lesser bedroom, and Russell got the bigger bedroom. Russell got the big bedroom.
Okay, quit playing with your fake eyelashes. It's bugging me. Look like you're squishing
Russell got
bugs.
the big bedroom, and Chad got the smaller bedroom. And Russell's bigger bedroom also had a bathroom. But what you guys didn't know
The
was
younger brother got a big bathroom in his bedroom.
Yeah, because this guy, because she's saying you don't deserve it. You don't think that's fair?
Okay, if he doesn't deserve it, the younger brother doesn't deserve it either. What?
Why? Maybe the younger brother's better. Anyway, we'll go through it.
Chad didn't get any room. He didn't get anything. He was sleeping on the floor in the family room, and he just got the bedroom back, and it's because he's shown up consistently without bullying the kid out.
So that's kind of where I'm like, I sort of feel her issues that she's got. I got 4 kids. You know, we have some issues here and there, but so overall, from the teenager's perspective, not cool. And I kind of agree.
And she keeps saying bullying the younger brother, and I wonder if she's saying bullying in the context of actual legit obliterating the
traumatizing
kid
him?
and abusing him, traumatizing him, etc.
Yeah.
Or bullying as in 2 brothers rip on each other and then they may kick each other in the nuts and then run away. I wonder what her definition of bullying is, because
Well, she's hyper what's the word I'm looking for? Not mean, but strict. So it probably is just normal brother behavior,
Yeah.
but she doesn't want it. She
But
wants her
also,
kids to
based
love
off
each
of
other.
the 2 minutes and 29 seconds, she looks like things don't end up very well if she doesn't get her way. That's
Yeah.
what I've noticed so far.
Good call on that one. So here's the other issue was, and I don't know about this one, is that her daughter Eve forgot her lunch. And then didn't forget her lunch, didn't make her lunch, and then the mom knew. And then she called her during the day and said, "I'm not bringing you a lunch, and I hope no one gives you a lunch." So everybody's calling her out and starving her daughter. But
It says Eve forgot her lunch once. Mind you, she was 5 in kindergarten and was responsible to pack her lunch and forgot it. Teacher called and Ruby told.
so basically, she's a 5-year-old daughter was in charge of packing her own lunch, and didn't pack it. And so her mom, to teach her a lesson, did not bring her food and said you could starve. Again, you're not going to starve if you miss a lunch. So people need to chill on that. She didn't starve her children. A lot of people are out there with these clickbait titles, starving your kids. Missing a lunch is not starving your kids.
I choose not to eat at school anyways.
Yeah, he doesn't even eat. He just I'm liking how he survives at school. So just chocolate milk and
It's a waste of food. It's so stupid for 6 days at school. You're not doing anything anyways. You don't need to eat.
well,
you
a
just
5-year-old needs to eat.
Okay,
so-
well, you can eat breakfast. Okay, yeah, I guess.
A 5-year-old needs to eat. This is the way it is. My take on this one is that you shouldn't make a 5-year-old make their own lunch. I think a 5-year-old. I think you should pack your children's lunches. This is my take on this until at least grade 5, grade 4.
How old's grade 5? Like 10?
Yeah, grade 5, 10, 11.
I think grade 4 or 5 is a good time that your kids can start packing their
Don't
own
make
lunch.
your 5-year-old pack their own lunch.
It's
That's
a
ridiculous.
lunch. You throw like a couple snacks in there. It's not that complicated.
Yeah, they're just eating cheese and everything. So that was a big controversy for them, though, by the way. The other controversy, that was a pretty big one. And the other controversy, again, is going back to Chad and sending him off to this camp. Now, based on his behavior, the things he got in trouble for losing his room were after the camp. We don't know what happened before the camp. So I can't comment on it. And people are commenting they sent him off to a camp. No, you go to camp for 2 months, a couple summers, and you loved it.
Yeah,
but this is a conversion camp.
Yeah, it's different when you go to like a camp to be a leader and then versus getting sent to a camp as a punishment, I'm assuming.
Okay, for the camp thing, I kind of get it. Like if your kid has major behavioral issues, depending on what they are, okay, if their behavioral issues were damaging and hurting other people and bullying and doing all that stuff and they just can't, I'll send you to camp. Sorry. Like if it's going to help you and I think it will, I'll send you. And I won't out of spite and malice, but I will out of a sheer necessity of like, this will help you. I think it would work.
Yeah, like
it can't change your life.
If the kid is like an endangerment to both himself and the others in his surroundings, his or her surroundings, then I feel like, and it's like extreme, then it makes sense to send them to a camp. But if it's like something that like as a parent just pissed you off and you send them to a camp, that's a little,
it's got to be like something that's been going on that's not being corrected, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, so another thing he admits is he has no friends.
Flip phone, a smartphone, any kind of phone, and it's been over a year. Mm-hmm. And I still have no intention of returning a phone. Abby, we took the phone away from Abby.
Can I just say this? This girl is 185% done with her mom's BS. Look at her face. Do you see that face?
Yeah.
That's a face that is
Also,
when she goes to university or leaves the house, this girl ain't coming home.
Yeah.
She's living on campus for the rest. She's so done with her mom.
Also, this mom looks like she's getting genuine joy out of recording herself rip on her kids and then posting it on YouTube with 2.5 million subscribers. Whatever.
Yep.
She's literally like, well, we took away her phone because, like, what? Why are you flexing that?
Okay, go watch.
In November. And you may never get the phone back.
Probably not.
She's probably not.
I mean, I don't think, like, I've taken your phone away a few times. I think there was a point in my life where I just decided, I said, look, Tyson, we've had conversations, we've done things. You're going to do what you're going to do now. Hopefully you'll make good decisions, right? Do you feel that that's kind of how we worked that?
Yeah.
And fine. And so, but this girl, I don't know, she might be 14, she might be young. That's okay. If your kids are young.
She looks like she's younger.
You can play with friends.
No, like I don't have friends.
You can play with friends. First of all, don't say play with friends to your 15-year-old son. You can go play with your friends. What if I said that to you?
Be like,
Go hang with your bruh? Can I say that?
No, that's even worse.
All right, we won't say that.
Not friends either.
I literally like told my friends I'm not hanging out with them anymore.
Because there's
They say
Okay, so here I'm going to dig into this a little bit. What I think is happening is that he hangs around with people that are probably not that good for him. Right? So something is happening where his friends are egging him on, or he's a part of a crowd that's not going to help him get any better. I think something's going on here. People are like, he has no friends. Well, he has no friends because he is making a choice to not hang out with them because he sees that they're negative on him. But yeah, that's a hit or miss.
pretty far away.
So-
Yeah, sharing with everyone the fact that you don't have a group of friends, that's really hard. I'm sorry that you're in that situation. And I'm proud of you for cutting off with friends who make inappropriate jokes and who are inappropriate.
Can I just say this as a dad who was a teenager? Inappropriate jokes are kind of part of being a teenage boy. Am I wrong? I'm not saying it's justified. I'm just saying it's what you do.
Yeah, I'd say inappropriate jokes we don't consider inappropriate. Not that it's a choice, just biologically it's not inappropriate to us.
If you're in a public school and I get that she wants a higher standard, and I'm not faulting her for that, but at the same time, you've got to give your kids some of this leeway, a little bit to make things. I remember when you started swearing and you were trying to feel the edges of saying the SH word, and you just now you can, because you're 18 now, I don't really care. But I remember that you would test the waters, and then as we let loose the line, you would just kind of naturally do the things you were going to do. And we've had bantered in conversation with you and your friends. I think if you're on a level, like Dr. Kirk says, if you have a kind of bond with that type of stuff, especially with humor, it probably makes it a little easier, right? That I have similar humor as you, or you as me, it probably makes it a little easier because you're not scared to come tell me a joke. Well, probably some jokes I don't even want to know. Okay, so that's kind of what I have right now. So I can't find a ton of faults, especially coming from the Stauffer situation, which I know I've kind of updated you on. They're nowhere near as bad as Stauffers. Are they narcissistic? Absolutely. Are they putting their entire life on YouTube to see? Absolutely. Are their kids probably going to hate them when they get older? I don't think hate them, but man, their relationships are going to be strained as they get older and mature out of this whole thing.
I feel like their kids are going to turn out to be bad people. Not saying that the kids are bad people, saying that the way they were raised, when you're raised with very strict guidelines and you get older and you don't have those anymore, you take advantage and people go crazy.
Well, not bad. Then maybe the answer is you're going to go crazy because you've been holed up tight, and all of a sudden when you get some freedom, you're going to explode. Right? You're going to do things that you're like, I never got to do this, and now when you get a chance to do it with the freedom, you're literally going to go off the hinges.
Yeah.
The parenting issue here is that she holds onto them so tightly that when they actually do finally get out into the world, they're not going to know what to do with the freedom.
Yeah, it looks like the family's very, very sheltered.
Yeah,
and
I think Mormons in general probably are very sheltered about that.
And they clearly very selectively choose what gets put on the internet.
Yes, but they put everything on the internet too.
Yeah.
And I just want to say this before we're done all this. Shame on you for having 2.48 million subscribers, and this is your logo. Who made that logo?
It was maybe made in MS Paint, maybe something worse.
That logo is atrocity to this whole family.
I could make that.
And that red jacket.
I could make that same logo on a DS in 2008.
Their fashion sense and their clear sense of graphic design knowledge is terrible. We enjoy that stuff because we do that stuff. Tyson makes beats. He makes music. He does graphics. He kind of takes after me. My beats are better, obviously, because you're just getting started. Tyson makes good beats. Check him out. Vento. Are you on YouTube?
Yeah.
Vento.
Sure.
Is that Vento? Anyway, I wanted to bring Tyson on and talk about this whole thing. I don't think it's as bad as everybody is saying. Maybe I'm missing something.
Yeah, you definitely made it seem a lot worse.
Now that I'm going through it all, I'm like, your daughter forgot her lunch at school. The bad is that you shouldn't be making your 5-year-old make their own lunch, but you're missing a lunch doesn't mean you're starving your children. These kids don't look starved. They look pretty healthy. They look pretty happy too. It'd be interesting to see in a few years when a couple of them go off to school or go off on their own to see how they shape out. But again, I'm going to go back to the whole narcissistic family influencer thing. Just they don't have permission. You don't have your kids' permission. I don't think you need your kids' permission, but when it comes to YouTube, you should probably just not do this. I just feel like talking about your kids' acne, talking about how much trouble you give them. Apparently, there's tons of videos where she just gives them crap all the time. Like she's like, this person did this and puts it out for the world to see. These kids aren't going to want that out there forever. Would you want that out forever?
Not really.
Your perm video that we made, it's pretty funny. We watched it. But do you want that out there forever?
I don't care about that video.
I'm just saying, if you were on the internet forever when you're young doing stupid things.
If it was a video of me when I'm like 12 years old and you're like, look how bad his acne is, then sure, maybe like for a week, take it off after that.
Yeah, I feel like she's just taking advantage of every situation.
Especially when you have 2.5 million subscribers, you get at least, like almost all of her videos have at least 2.1 million
Let's go sort
views.
by newest. Her video that she posted today, 14 hours ago,
14 hours ago,
126,000.
already has 126,000.
And she's talking about surprise package. She says, one thing I got to mention too is they turned off all of their comments on YouTube.
Every single video has no comments.
Can't comment because they're getting major backlash.
Yeah, see, that's a problem.
I think this whole influencer culture is starting to shift. What do you feel overall about influence culture? Like as a teenager who doesn't maybe understand the nuances of like psychology of people. As a teenager, your first impression of like, if you and your buddies were talking about influencers, if you had a question, what is your take on influencers specifically?
My take on influencers would be like, what I think an influencer should be is someone who actually like influences people to do like stuff that's actually good and productive to the society. Not just like, oh, Billie Eilish is cool, she's my influencer. Like she makes weird music and uses lots of black makeup. Like that's stupid. She's not an influencer.
Yeah. I think part of the reason people hate all this stuff is because things like the Stauffers happen and then it just snowballs into everybody else's world of influencing. I still stand on that you shouldn't use your kids as pawns in your influencer culture. If you're going to post pictures of kids and videos and stuff, I sort of do it just kind of for memories. I don't see a major issue with them. Unless I'm missing something, please let me know in the comments. Tyson here. Check out Vento.
Yeah, it genuinely just looks like they're like a strict family, but that's not anyone else's business, so I don't see like a huge problem. Other than like the 7-month thing, taking away like a kid's bed and his room, what is that going to do? All you're doing is wasting 7 months of your time. That
And
doesn't
he's-
actually
he
doesn't.
doesn't
I
learn.
guarantee you, it doesn't change their behavior even 0.1% of a fraction. It doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
So
I kind of agree with that. As a parent who has
it's
grounded their
super
kids
stupid.
for months, doesn't do anything.
it doesn't do anything.
So yeah, I mean, take it from an 18-year-old who's now knows everything.
They're going to say 18. Take it from the 18-year-old who's now 18.
All right, thanks, Jackson, and check out Vento on YouTube. Check his beats out. He makes good beats, man. This kid's got some mad skills with his Z. It's like street slang for skills, which means like you're good.
Or the regular skills works too.